legends are born here. If you got the cojones and you know how to use them,
Eat lead, assholes!
you can do damn near anything.
It's exciting, man. Everything looks really cool. We're excited about the video. We're excited about the game. So for me, it was easy because I grew up on all of the sort of dystopian sci-fi and cyberpunk, films, comics, novels. It was really easy for me to get into the mind state for this. It was actually really fun for me.
I like shooting shit. And in video games, you can do that and not go to jail, so I was all in. But what was wonderful is that they brought up the game for us, and they actually walked us through with characters through the storyline. And when you get to see it, of course, we're kids of the 80s, you've seen everything from Terminator to Blade Runner, all those type movies, you don't get a chance to rap about it.
Total Recall.
Total Recall was it, yeah.
I got to nerd out on the whole verse. I'm actually really excited about my verse, to be honest with you. I wanted to bookend it with something that felt like it could be in like a sequel to Blade Runner.
Yeah, it's more theatrical than just
there's a if you listen to the song, there's a beginning piece and sort of a coda at the end. And so I wanted to stick it in the cyberpunk world and feel like you could like listen to this jam in a flying car. That's kind of how I felt about it.
It worked.
And at the same time have a hard ass, almost just drum break feeling jam because for the exact reason that I really think that just hardcore dope rap is going to be around in the future, and I want to present it as an option. So that was the sound. We were trying to fuse like a cinematic, futuristic sound with something that was just going to break your neck when you heard it. I think we kind of pulled it off.
We pulled it off. It was dope for me because you get to kind of the beauty of video games and movies and stuff is you get to kind of suspend disbelief and tell your truth in that mythology. So whether it's Greek mythology or whether it's, sci-fi movies in the 80s, 90s, and now, what you get to do is put these grains of very real truth. And for very real truth, we know that medicine in the United States is better and more affordable for rich people. And we know that there are countries that exist now where poor people have to sell kidneys in order to sustain themselves. And this game addresses that very serious issue in a way that is entertaining, is enlightening, is dope, but it makes you think like the what ifs. So I enjoy kind of rapping about that, about saying that, homeless people live within the shadows of these skyscrapers, and at the same time, these elite people are using, their body parts, and to get to be a part of a resistance force, is amazing. So it's a movie in that to me, but it's also based in a very real reality too.
Endless possibilities and endless lies.
Cyberpunk is rooted in that tradition of that type of storytelling, as opposed to just being like, this is a fantasy place and it's space and it's a different, you've never heard of this and here's a crazy animal that you've never. It's like, no, this is what happens when our fucked up shit ages. And, I love the idea that the future it's the future, but it's also old, And that's something that people don't really like. The future's kind of broken down. At the same time as we're creating new technology, the things that we did have in our grasp, like morality and society, are breaking down and turning into compost.
On your own, you're fucked.
And I also think it addresses another really important issue, which is I want a robot arm.
Straight up.
Mike really wants to become a computer, despite the fact that he doesn't know how to use a computer.
At all.
But he wants to be in one. He wants his mind to be in a computer.
Lawnmower Man,
Killer Mike thinks that his mind is so special that it needs to be preserved in a computer forever.
Yes.
I personally am totally okay with planned obsolescence of my consciousness.
So what's the gig, Dex? You meant to come out in one piece?
Is it gonna be dangerous?
Don't you worry, mi amor. We're bulletproof.
The thing about that's always been cool about gaming, the gaming scene and music, it's like hip-hop musicians and and independent labels even have been working with video game companies, and we all love each other's work. So that's one of the ways that me and a lot of my peers even got our name out. It was like skateboard videos and video games, and that became part of the the sort of relationship between the creators of those two things, and it never stopped. And so it's always been really fun because you just know that on the other end of that game are people like us, you know, the people who are obsessed with art, obsessed with storytelling, obsessed with creating something beautiful, and they make it listening to music, and they tell us that, you know, so it's cool.
So the penis unplugged. When the laws of entropy touch, you better dread the judge. Wiser men than us been crushed to find dust. When a fortune cookie dummy unfucked, I just shrug. A note like a broken electrical pole song. For the done, for the scum of the circuitry on the run. Haven't seen the sun with the naked eye much. So the neon is my god and it shine on the numb. Hop up with the bike, uncut, okay, ready. Work ain't been too steady, I'm headed for something heavy. If you got the credits, I'll pull the crime of the century. Morality's only a memory when belly's empty. Swine get they high mind, focus on taking mine. Get in line, swine, you won't deny me my piece of pie. Any fucker in this broke future that they design, don't comply. I'll supply a deletion, the end is nigh.
I used to pray to God, but I think he took a vacation. Cause now the state of Cali is ran by these corporations. The skyscraper shallow, the homeless, the population. The degradation they face, which should be an abomination. They body parts are stolen and sold to the richest patient. And we the mercenaries at war with the active agents. The legislators that work for the sadists that kill the babies. Would die in the back of a bullet built on Mercedes. Just to serve, murder them and the chauffeur. With humble herb, let my brain exit the herb. That's righteous, huh? Cyberpunk, holding a pump. Keanu Reeves, cyber arm under my sleeve. I blast them all, watch them fall like autumn leaves. Damn it, I can't leave. Night City keep calling me. God damn it, I'm a G. And this fuck shit is all it needs. Life a funky bitch, but this bitch ain't divorcing me.